what a fitting way to see off our seniors. Yes, we did not have McKenna or Amber participate, and there's still decisions to be made, and there's still considerations to be weighed out. So if there needs to be a senior something for them, we'll get that in at some point, some way, somehow, even if it's at a basketball game or whatever. I've already said what I wanted to say about them, and I wanted to say it in front of them, so we'll let that dog lie. I've never been a part of a match like this. I can honestly tell you that Temple is a much, much better team than what we saw today. I mean, we spent a lot of time preparing for this match. I can't explain, us hitting 400 against that block and that defense. It just was magic. I can't explain holding them to no kills in the second set. Something was just going right. 11 blocks. I mean, really, there are only 2 points, and that second set was our errors. The biggest game I've ever seen in college was 25-5. I'd never seen anything like this before. And what made me really proud of it is we did it with all the seniors on the floor and a lot of backups playing. McKenna didn't even finish that game. So I was really proud of how the team responded to a pressure situation, a chance to clinch at least a share and set yourself up for a chance to win it outright in the next match. And we responded, we built the lead, which allowed other things to take place and other people to get in the game. And the starters really set the table to allow us to do all the things that we wanted to do. I have a ton of respect for Temple. I have a ton of respect for Bake and his team. And I'm sure it doesn't even come close to representing the match that they're capable of playing. We don't apologize for winning. We try to win 25-0 every time we can. But in no method was this trying to show up anybody in any way. It just happened organically, and I'm proud of how our team kept the pedal to the metal all the way through. They're starting to feel that NCAA mentality, and they've been showing it now for a couple weeks.
So on Wednesday, you made it a point that you wanted to get a lot of different players in the lineup tonight, and we saw that. Just kind of, did you feel like that helps your game tonight, especially in that second set?
I think it helps morale. I wanted to get more people in, but I was running out of places that I could put them, and I was running out of subs where I could put them. But I really wanted to get more people in the game, so I tried to get some here and some there. And but honestly, the rules is what prevented me from getting everybody in the way I wanted. I wanted to make sure that all 4 seniors were on the floor that last game and a half. That was something that was important to me. And so we were able to accomplish that. Was not able to get everybody in the match, but again, it was the circumstance. We had plans for everybody to be able to get in, but some games just went too fast. We couldn't get it done, or we ran out of subs and we couldn't get it done. But it's been a team effort all year, and these last several weeks have been no different.
You also said last time that you wanted to get Catherine Westledge into the match more. So, as the stats speak for themselves, 6 kills, also the service ace in there. Well, how would you still rate her performance tonight?
Yeah, I mean, she was great. I was so proud of her. Honestly, I was so proud of her. She really has been, the unselfish person that I talk to. Look, it's no fun being a 3-year starter, and then your senior year, something happens that's out of your control, and all of a sudden you find yourself outside the starting lineup. And even with that, she comes and she busts her ass in practice every day. She makes the middles across the net from her better. And we have 2 middles that are hitting well into the 300s because Kat's on the other side of the net, making it as hard for them to score as possible. And she played one of the most unselfish roles, unsung hero type roles in practice. I tried to get her in every time we could, and then sometimes either we'd run out of time or we'd run out of subs or something would happen where I couldn't get her in as much as I wanted to. But I'm glad that she was able to play. If I'm not mistaken, she got a chance to play all 3 sets. And with Narissa being the other senior, I wanted to make sure that the 2 of them were on the floor for the majority of the match. So I'm glad that was able to happen. But as far as her 6 kills, an ace, all that kind of stuff, every coach I've talked to has watched her on film and says, we'd love to have her. She'd be great. She'd fit into our system well. So I really do hope we supported her going into the portal. I hope that she lands exactly where she wants to land, because wherever it is, she's going to make a difference for them.
Speaking of Narissa, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but she actually got more kills than block assists. You talked about how she sacrificed on the offensive end. So what was it like to see her actually have some offensive success tonight with 7 kills, including the last one?
Yeah, at the beginning, I'll tell you, and I got a story about the last one in a second. At the beginning, Temple came out in a real bunch read blocking. They were saying, okay, you're getting nothing through the middle. So quick sets in the middle, 2 sets in the middle, it wasn't going to work because they had 3 blockers there. However, the more we started setting the outsides and the outsides had success, that block started to loosen up. And that's about the time when Kat went in. And so she got to take advantage of it right away. And same thing with Narissa. Narissa started all of a sudden taking advantage of those opportunities that were there. When it comes to the last play, I said to Jenny to tell Amber, I want a senior getting the last point. Well, the first, Kat was back serving, so I guess the first opportunity was Kat getting an ace. That didn't happen, but I'm guessing that Amber would have set the ball from her knees or on her back to one of the seniors to make sure one of the seniors put that ball away, because that's what we wanted to do. And the fact that it was Narissa was really cool.
Let's see here. So you started out the match, senior night ceremony, and then after the match, you get the conference championship celebration, or at least a share. What were your emotions like tonight?
Yeah, really, there was, as a coach, you have to focus on what's really going on that night, and what's going on is we have to win this match. And so I was really kind of ambivalent to it, yet knowing that this is the last home match of 4 people that I care about a lot. So taking part of that, usually we do our senior night afterwards because of all the emotion, right? I don't want them heading into a match all emotional, but knowing that there was a possibility that we could clinch at least a share, we made sure that we got them their time at the beginning, because at the end it could have been a different kind of celebration. I don't want to take it away from the seniors. So I'm glad that we did it that way. I thought they handled it really well. I don't think there was any over emotion. I just thought they went through the ceremony and went on to play.
You talked about the prolificness of this team, and the list of UCF volleyball players that have been a part of gotten 4 conference championships has more than doubled, with Melville, Olsen, and the 4 we just saw in there. And since the days of 1993 to 1997 under Laura Smith, have we not seen a sustained conference championship streak like this? So what's your comment on that, and just elaborate on the prolificness?
Yeah, I think we can't forget about what Lucy did back. That was before everybody was invited to the tournament who was a champion. And then there were years at UCF, the conference wasn't eligible for a bid, otherwise UCF would have made it. So to compare to past teams is not quite fair to those teams, because they didn't have the same rules that we have now. The Laura Smith team that won 4, if I'm not mistaken, was actually 5, but they didn't get a chance. That conference didn't get a championship. So I'm not sure on that. But I think
93 to 97. So
yeah, 93 to 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that's 5 years. But don't forget, don't forget that year that they won 3 in a row, because they had the team in the top 40. Meg Fitzgerald did a great job with a young school that was just starting to get going, And we can't forget that she really was the beginning of the new era. Then I came in, did my tweaks and turns, and this is what's happened. And every time I see her, I say, you started this. I remind her she started this, because she started that concept of winning. And even though they had a couple down years, it's still, the culture was there to win. And we came in, did a couple tweaks, and lucky enough to get on a hot streak.
You go first on Whitbit.
Okay, so you talked about how you did want to be able to spread the ball, spread the playing time around, and talking about McKenna Melville as a broken record that we love, obviously that we love doing. But you talked about how you wanted to spread the ball around, and she still managed to get a double-double out of it.
Yeah, she did. I think that came by virtue of us. Again, we started her in left front, so we brought her across the front row. So she had more swings than anybody else just by nature of where she started. But we got to spread the ball around. Narissa gets 7, Westlich gets 6, Anne-Marie gets 6, Claudia has 4, hits perfect, but we took her out of the game. And I'm thinking, gosh, I'm nuts. Someone's playing a perfect game and I'm taking them out. A baseball manager did that, they'd be fired the next day. But she was really cool and understanding about making sure the seniors had their opportunity to shine. And I'm so excited that, you look at it, Westlich, 6 kills, 8 swings, no errors. Narissa, 7 kills, 7 swings, no errors. Claudia, 4 kills, 4 swings, no errors. I mean, you can't script a night like that. You just can't. It just happens. It's pretty incredible.
I'll let you know when I'm ready to ask that.
Yeah. All right. Also, a lot of the digs have been spread around. You had McKenna Melville with 11, Caitlin Grimes with 10, Amber Olsen with 9, Chloe Shear with 8. Can you talk how spread out the
That's awesome, because Temple will attack you from so many different ways at so many different angles. So we knew we couldn't depend on a McKenna just to get a double-double. We needed high numbers out of everybody that plays the backcourt, including the off blocker in the front row. And that's why you see the numbers the way they are. Everybody's almost the same, because Temple did. They attacked different positions, different angles, and people were in their responsibility doing their job. And I mean, anytime you have 4 or 5 people digging numbers like the libero, that's a good defensive night right there.
One of those, of course, Caitlin Grimes getting 10 digs back in libero again. How would you talk about her performance tonight?
Yep, I think she just keeps maturing and keeps getting better and better. And same thing with Chloe. Chloe went out there and had 8 digs and passed really well. So, I mean, having 2 that can go in the back row alleviates the front row so much of having to worry about defense and attacking, or pass to attack. Those 2 sit back there and help McKenna, because McKenna's going to be a target in serve receive. They help McKenna, keep McKenna calm in the back row, so McKenna is calm about passing and swinging out to hit if she's in the front row. So it was really nice having that kind of balance in the backcourt, because it allowed our front row really to take off.
So how would you say, by spreading the ball around, who would you say stood out among the players that maybe we might not normally see because you were able to spread the ball around?
Wow, good question. Drezzy, I think, getting 6. She was playing right back a lot against their big lefty, their left side hitter, who hits insane angles. And Drezzy picked a lot of those balls up. So I think, she was one of those unsung heroes. But Heidi to go in for her time and get a couple. Claudia got a couple while she was in. Even Kat got a couple digs while she was in. Both of them led to points. So, and then, Chloe did a great job with her 8. Caitlin with her 10. I mean, if we're 18 of our 50 digs came right there between those 2, and that's going to be the formula for success as we go forward.
You talked a little bit earlier about the 25-2 second set, but you also had that 16-0 scoring run to end it. Just can you just elaborate what was going what was going through your head as that was going?
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. We just kept scoring points, and we're a team that misses serves. We've been known to miss serves. We get a lot of aces, but we miss serves. 16 in a row. We couldn't serve 16 in a row in practice. you know? So to serve 16 in a row in a match is pretty amazing, because 16 in a row in practice doesn't happen.
You've talked about how like this isn't the tempo that you've seen like throughout the rest. What was the tempo that you've seen throughout the rest of the season?
Temple's just, they're way better. They're way better than this. I think we got caught on a really hot night. And I mean, they've been in so many 5-game matches that they've been on the short end of. You look at their record and you say, oh, well, they can't be that good. They could just as easily be, I don't know, 9-9 or something like that based on the 5 gamers that they've played. I just think we got them on a really special night for us. And I think that they were taken back a little bit by that. And they couldn't recover from it, but they still are a good team. And that was a big win. We made it look a lot bigger than what it was. We made the discrepancy between the teams look way more than what it really was.
You got you talked about earlier how you got to celebrate on the court to celebrate the conference championship. And what does it mean to you to be able to clinch at least a share of the conference championship here on your own court?
I think it was important that we clinched a share at home in front of our fans, so our fans got to enjoy that, and then we got to do the trophy ceremony here. I didn't know if you noticed it, but a lot of us didn't touch the trophy. That's not the one that we want. We want the one that comes with the automatic bid. And then this is players too. A lot of us didn't touch it. So it's nice to win it. Happy for the team to at least clinch 4th in a row, a share. But we want something else. And we're going to prepare all next week to go down and try to do that on the road.
So yeah, you got the 2 road matches next week, and that wraps up the regular season. What are you doing to prepare for those, and what's the mindset going into them?
Mindset is win. The mindset is we're not changing a darn thing that we've been doing for the last 14 weeks. We find things that we need to get better at. We work on those in practice. We jump on a plane to New Orleans. We go play Tulane, and hopefully that one works out. If that doesn't, then we have to go to Houston. We have to win that one. So, our mindset is do whatever the situation in front of us says that we have to do. And we have no intention of being done playing volleyball next week.
While the UCF has won the tournament championship in the past couple of years, where there was a tournament, UCF's not won a regular season AAC championship since 2018, and so while you've got a clinch of it tonight, you can clinch it outright over the course of the next week. So what does it mean to you to be able to get at least a share of that regular season ground, if not outright later?
You're asking me to reflect on something, and I'm not really good at that. I reflect on things in January and February. But with that being said, all the things that I've come in here and preached match after match after match, and Callie will tell you, where we are right now is because of us practicing what we've preached all the way through all those matches. And that is just keep building, keep getting better, and put ourselves in a position at the end of the year where we can clinch a co-championship and still have an opportunity to clinch a championship. So this is exactly as we drew it up way back in August.
So what challenges would you say that Tulane and Houston pose, especially now going against them for the second time this season?
Yeah.
Of course, with Houston after their
Tulane's had some big wins this year. Physical, experienced, well coached. That was a team when we played them last time I was really worried about. We spent a lot of time preparing for them. And I think it showed in the way we played against Houston. We spent a ton of time on Tulane. That was the one that we needed to get. So then we play Houston, and we really have a letdown match. Houston played well, we didn't, and they got us. And so, right now all focus is on Tulane because, Tulane is the hurdle. But we also have to get ready for Houston because Houston is hungry. They want to come out and prove a point that, sure, maybe UCF won, but we beat them twice. So we deserve to be in the tournament too. I think they do deserve to be in the tournament. I think us, Houston, SMU, maybe Wichita, I think we deserve to have 4 in the tournament. You know, the reason that's not happening is because, unfortunately, there's just not enough out-of-conference wins below the top half of the league. Otherwise, we would have 4 teams with at-large consideration, and I think that's a bummer that it's going to turn out that Wichita, SMU don't get in, and that it's a possibility Houston doesn't get it because all 4 of them deserve to be in that NCAA tournament. But that doesn't mean I'm going down there to forfeit any matches either. So.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.